I saw Star Trek Beyond.
We saw the first two.
You saw the first two. So the first one is J.J. Abrams' Star Wars edition.
Yes. I wasn't in love. I know a lot of people love it.
I did like it. I did like it, and mostly because I like Star Wars and I don't like Star Trek.
Right.
I haven't seen TNG. Everybody's like, you gotta see the TNG. You gotta see Patrick Stewart. You gotta see.
I saw Whoopi.
Yeah, you got.
I don't know. For me, it was always Little House on the Prairie in space. Yeah. It was the thing that stopped The Simpsons from playing.
I agree with you.
I saw them on the holodeck with chicks in bikinis.
Yeah.
But the thing is, then J.J. Abrams did the second one, and that did not sit well with me. Like, it just felt too much like wink wink. Sure. Look, I have Star Trek.
That's the common criticism.
Here is these are things you know. Tribbles, here's a tribble, here's Khan, here's this. Benedict Cumberbatch does nothing for me. If he was a new character, maybe that would be fine.
Yeah.
But the fact that they had to shoehorn in Khan, who was an Indian man.
Yeah.
A Spanish man playing
Ricardo Montalban, playing an Indian man.
Playing an Indian man. This one actually did work for me. Star Trek Beyond.
Directed by, I believe, the guy who did Fast 7.
Fast 7, yes, which is insane because this is actually the cerebral one of the series, and
contrary to the promotions.
To the promotions, which were like, it had sabotage, it had the.
Everybody got upset because the movie looked like an action.
Yeah, because it looked good, and people were upset.
Oh, I don't want that.
I don't want that. And they did. I think they did the best job they could to bring in the spirit of actual Star Trek. And I think maybe Simon Pegg did
as a screenwriter.
Probably had a huge hand in that because he's an actual fan of the series.
Yeah.
Yeah, Simon Pegg is also great in this. And Anton Yelchin this is his last performance as that character.
What a bummer. I mean, he's a really good actor.
Because he's a great. He doesn't have like a huge role in the film or in any of the films really. He's kind of a minor-ish character.
Yep.
But if they are going to do more, and J.J. Abrams says he's at least going to oversee more of them.
Yeah.
But overall, everything worked better. It feels like they watched the Plinkett review of the Star Trek. The original movie, or the Star Trek,
right?
Because they took all those hypercharged characters, they dialed them down, they took the Bones, Spock, Kirk triad, and they reinforced that more than like Uhura or whatever her name is, Uhura.
Oh, Uhura.
Uhura, yeah. You can see how big fans we are.
I haven't seen a second of Star Trek TV, and it works out because I really do love. What's the actor who plays Bones?
Carl Urban.
Carl Urban.
Carl Urban, you got it.
That dude played the bad guy in Pete's Dragon.
Oh yeah.
Which is like the saddest movie of the summer, and he just plays that guy that wants to kill the dragon for no fucking reason.
Oh.
That wants to capture him and somehow make money off of him.
So Star Trek Beyond is more like basically a mission.
Yeah.
Of the Enterprise. So that's what makes it effective. It's instead of like, oh, the Earth is in danger. This is like, we have to prevent Earth from. They always shoehorn Earth in these Star Trek movies.
Yeah.
And so
bring it back to.
It brought it back to something a little bit lower stakes, which again maybe would help Suicide Squad. So it was just some station. Out in the middle of nowhere.
I mean, doesn't it kind of feel like that's what they wanted to do all along with this franchise, was get the audience's attention with something large and then kind of feed them real Star Trek over time?
Yeah, I think they should have done that with the second one.
Maybe they wanted to. Maybe they were like, look at all this other stuff from the universe, but we're still trying to keep your attention.
Yeah, but Star Wars Episode 7 didn't come out yet, so J.J. Abrams had to try again, I guess. Yeah. Idris Elba. He played the villain, and he is kind of like a stereotypical villain, but
covered in makeup.
He was the weakest part for me, but everything else was good. Focus on characters. Spock figuring out what he should do because he's basically the last of his species, or there's very few of his species left after the planet of Vulcan explodes. So he's trying to figure out if it's even like right to do what he's doing. So.
To me, he's the most compelling character. Like, if I were to have to write one of these movies, I probably would. So, Spock is the one that's struggling with himself, struggling with his identity, his place
in
on
the
the
universe.
Team, his place in the universe, yeah.
It surprised me how much I actually enjoyed it. Like, it's true. Like, incorporating actually more Star Trek in it. Whenever somebody says, "Oh, it's Star Trek," I usually tune out.
Yeah,
so
me too.
the fact that he did it in a way that incorporated blockbuster stuff, which probably infuriates some nerds.
It's nice to be surprised
It's
by
nice to be,
movies.
Exactly.
Again.
Like, I was surprised by it. So, good movie. I recommend it.